Hey guys, before we begin, just want to give a massive shout out to TBC Live, guys. TBC Live is a fantastic way to interact with your favorite content creators like yourself. And I'm on the app, guys. There's a lot of other great content creators on the app. So, guys, go on to the App Store or the Google Play Store today and download TBC Live and get around it. Anyway, let's get into the review. Hit the damn intro. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to the Sunday Football Review for round 26 of the NRL. Man, what a fantastic round of footy! So many upsets, and it's just great to see, man. Like, if you're struggling to get 8 out of 8 at this time of year, and there are still a lot of upsets happening, you know that you're watching a fantastic competition, man. What a day of footy! You had the Raiders beat the Roosters at $7 odds, which was quite insane. You had the Knights win, so now they're in a sudden death next week to try and play finals as they take on the Dolphins. It's been a great weekend, man. It's been a great weekend. But if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to like the stream and subscribe to the channel. We probably won't be on here for a long time tonight. We're just going to get over it quickly. Go over the review. But of course, hello to the live chat as always. The live chat is always a positive part about the live streams. Without you guys, there is no me on here. Hello, Lockie. Hello to Michael. Leo likes Lee. Neutralizer. Jason Reader. Luke Melbourne Storm fan. Abraha. Hello. Will Pearson. Everyone that's rolling in. Hope you are all doing well. SS Storm fan. I'll try to get to everyone if I can. Just saying who we got in the chat. Everyone that's here, appreciate you all for watching as always. But let's waste no more time and let's just get into the review. And we're going to start off with the very first game. Newcastle Knights 36. Gold Coast Titans 14. Yeah, look, I didn't see this scoreline coming, to be honest with you. To be honest, I thought this game was going to be a lot closer than what a few people were suggesting. The Titans had a good start. And they always do have a good start, the Titans. They do like a good start, but they can't play 80 minutes of football, man. Can't play 80 minutes of football. Newcastle Knights, on the other hand, they were playing for their finals hopes, and they kept them well and truly alive. The Knights were great. Credit to the Knights. They were good, man. It was in Newcastle. The Titans were looking for a bit of an ambush at the start, but it just wasn't to be. The Knights were just way too good this afternoon. Kalen Ponga had a great game. He had 2 tries. Fletcher Sharp had a hat-trick. Phoenix Crossan got 1, and Leo Thompson got 1 at the end. And for the Titans, Joe Fafita got a double. And on debut, Jalen de Groot scored on debut in front of his friends and family. So well done to the young debutant there. But yeah, look, I thought the Titans, the way they started, I thought they were pretty positive to begin with. They looked all right early on, and then once the Knights got a bit of momentum, they sort of just sucked them away. Titans have got nothing to play for at this point. Like, they want to win for their fans and they want to finish the season off on a high. But when you're taking on the Knights team in Newcastle who are playing for their season, it was too much of a tough ask for the Gold Coast. Newcastle wanted it more, and they definitely showed that in this game, man. Fletcher Sharp on the right wing, absolutely outstanding. So Good to see him have a really, really good game there this afternoon. Thought Kalen Ponga was good. Thought Phoenix Crossland had a very good game in the halves. Leo Thompson, he had some really good carries. Thought Brody Jones in the back row was actually quite good as well. Really good win for the Knights. Obviously, they play now. Newcastle Knights now play a sudden death game next week against the Dolphins next Sunday afternoon, where the winner of that will play week one of the finals against either the Bulldogs or the Cowboys, depending on what happens in the final round. So a lot at stake next week, man, for the Knights and the Dolphins. But good win for the Knights here today. Nothing too fancy. They took on a Titans side that, they threw the ball around a little bit, but they just couldn't go with them really. So the Knights were just too good for me. Player of the game. Got to give it to Kalen Ponga, man. Like, Kalen Ponga was great. He had a good game. I thought Fletcher Sharp as well, very good. But look, man, Newcastle, it's crazy that they're even in this position, because the Knights haven't been great most of the year. Like, they've had their good games and their bad games, but they've managed to win enough, and they're in a position now where if they win, they play finals next week. If they lose, well, that's it. But it's in Newcastle. It's going to be a hell of a game. I reckon it'll go very close to a sellout next Sunday afternoon at Newcastle. It's basically a elimination final in round 27 of the NRL. So, final round for 8th spot. You couldn't have asked for anything else, honestly. So, well done to the Knights. And the other game. Wow. Raiders 14, Roosters 12. Now, the big talking point from this game is Sam Walker. What an absolute disaster. What a terrible situation for the Roosters. The Roosters are locked in the top 4. They have just lost themselves a chance to finish second, unless Penrith somehow get beat by the Titans next week and the Roosters beat South. The Roosters had a lot to play for today. They lost Sam Walker. They lost Brendan Smith. I think Nat Butcher went off injured at some stage. Joseph Manu went to 5'8". Tupanua went to center. Connor Watson was at 5'8" at one point. It was all over the shop. Absolutely all over the shop. Now, if you're a Roosters fan, the result's probably not the part where you're that mad about. You're probably just more concerned about Sam Walker, because Sam Walker is one of the most important players for the Sydney Roosters. And if the Roosters are going to do anything in the finals, and if they're going to be a premiership contender and they're going to threaten teams, you need Sam Walker. And if you throw in Sandon Smith with Luke Keary, it just isn't the same thing. Whether you throw Manu in there with Luke Keary, it just isn't the same thing. It is very hard to see the Roosters doing anything in September if there is no Sam Walker. But I don't want to speculate. The media are reporting ACL. Obviously, you can't really predict it. You have to wait until he gets a scan. I'm sure that the team doctor and Trent Robinson would probably know by now what it actually is. And then obviously the scan will confirm it. But huge loss for the Roosters. Huge loss. I don't know how far they go in the finals without Sam Walker. Are they going to go out in straight sets? Are they going to win one finals game and get to a prelim? What is going to happen? It's going to be very crazy to see what happens. Now, as bad as the Sam Walker news is, and it's terrible, we got to give credit to the Canberra Raiders. Wow. The Raiders the last 2 weeks, they beat the Panthers in Canberra where no one thought they would. And then the Raiders went to Allianz tonight, or this afternoon, and they beat the Roosters. A very, very impressive win. Now, the Raiders, they did a lot right in this game, but they also almost did a lot wrong. They nearly blew it. They were leading 14-2 for quite some time, man. They were leading 14-2 for ages. They really were. So, big result for Canberra. Now, unfortunately for Canberra, they can't make the 8. They can't make the 8 now, which is a shame because they've played well the last couple of weeks. It is a shame. Now, unless the Dolphins and Knights have a draw and the Raiders beat the Dragons, that's the only way the Raiders can get in the 8. Same thing with the Dragons. If Dragons beat Raiders and Knights and Dolphins have a draw, that's the only way they can get in. But we all know that probably won't happen. Would be one of the craziest scenarios I've ever seen if that were to happen. But we all know that it won't happen. We all know that. But yeah, the Roosters, like, obviously without Sam Walker, they were very lost. They had no direction. Luke Keary wasn't able to control the side on his own. He was sort of thrown under a bus. But in saying that, he's experienced enough. He's been playing as an NRL half for a long time. He should be able to control the ship. But it was just chaos for the Roosters. Now, at the end, what about this? Roosters were just throwing the ball around. Offload, pass, flick. It was all happening. Crossfield kick for Daniel Tupou. Tupou scores in the corner. Luke Keary has an opportunity to kick the goal from the sideline to get at the golden point. Unfortunately misses, and the Raiders hold on 14-12. Now, the Raiders have a good opportunity to finish off their season well by defeating the Dragons next week if they can do that. And the Roosters, well, they have a short turnaround. They play South Sydney at Accor Stadium on Friday night in one of the biggest rivalries in the NRL. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next week. But well done to the Raiders. Great result for them. Elliot Whitehead was the first try scorer in this game. Simi Sasungi scored one, and Xavier Savage scored one, a long-range try for the Roosters, a double to Daniel Tupou. So well done, Raiders. My player of the game, look, there's quite a few you could pick here. There is quite a few, man. The Raiders, obviously as well, like you got to remember too, I should mention this before I get to my player of the game. Jamal Fogarty was ruled out yesterday. They had Adam Cook go into the halves with KO Weeks, and they lost Jordan Rapana, and they still won this. Like the Raiders were without their usual halves pairing of Ethan Strange and Jamal Fogarty, and they went down to Allianz and got it done. Yes, the Roosters lost 3 or 4 players, and it sucks for them, but crazy stuff, man. The Raiders did a great job. They did well to win, man. And yes, the sin bins, they're fair enough. The Elliot Whitehead one on Brendan Smith was really, really poor. Obviously, Elliot Whitehead's going over to the Super League next season. He'll probably get suspended now, so I don't think he'll play next week. So Elliot Whitehead, I think, just played his last game in the NRL. Same with Jordan Rapana. But you know what? As disappointing as their games may have been, with Rapana getting injured and Whitehead being bitten twice, and Whitehead did score 1 try, they still won the game, and I think they'll celebrate that. So well done to them. Look, my player of the game, there's quite a few you could pick here, but I thought Xavier Savage, man. I thought he was terrific. So that's my player of the game. But well done to the Raiders. Great win over the Roosters. Roosters may have to play Penrith week 1 out at Penrith. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But guys, this is where the review will come to an end. Thank you all for watching. Tomorrow, I'll be doing my NRL round 27 tips Monday night. I've got a very big week ahead. Obviously, I'm going to Sydney for Bulldogs and Cowboys this weekend, and I've just got a very busy week planned out. So I'll be doing my NRL round 27 tips tomorrow night, and the podcast will be on Tuesday night. So, yeah, Wednesday I'll have something else planned, I think. So, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you tomorrow for the tips.